For some of us, culture is not just for visibility, culture is identity. For a lot of us, some of us, yeah. I know a lot of people, culture to them is basically visibility, you know, the dress when they have to, they, are cultural people only when it suits them and all that. So that's the difference between those people and we. Me, I'm an embodiment of culture every day, every time. So it's not just a form of visibility for me, it's also a form of identity for me. And when I'm talking about culture too, culture is not just what we know in our towns, in our village, the practices, the customs. That is not what that is culture, but that's just not the only thing that culture represents. And for a lot of people that do not know, culture exists in every spheres of life. There's a way things are being done, whether in your organization, in your office, whether in your classroom, whether in the church. All those practices and customs that they do in those places are also culture. So you see how culture is important, and for you to, if you do not understand these practices or the culture of how things are being done there, it would definitely work against you. So one of the things that can actually get you rise faster in a structured organization is understanding the culture, and then aligning yourself with the culture, learning the culture, aligning with yourself with the culture. Every great companies always have a culture, because like there's no great companies that do not believe in culture. Google have have a culture, X have a culture. All these great companies, Apple have a culture. And when you understand this, then you are able to, you know, align yourself properly. You get more likable, and you'll be able to actually move further in a structured system like that than the rest. So that's one of the things you see here. I don't know whether you've noticed this. That's why you see, if you're trying to get an employment at a company, I would advise you, one of the very first things you should do is to understand the organization structure. It's very important. Understand the organization structure, understand how things are being done, what is being done, how what they require. Just understand all those things, because 90% of the time when people are interviewing you, they've seen your credentials, they know you are one of the best, if not absolutely the best. They've seen all those things, but that is not the reason why they want to hire you. So in the interview process, because it's a face-to-face interaction, what they are looking for is to see whether you as a person will fit properly into the organization. Because there's a culture in place, there's a work culture in place, there's an organization structure in place. So they want to see if this person they want to hire will fit perfectly into that culture. And if you don't understand that, it doesn't. That's why most times when people go for interview and they come back, they say, "Oh, I didn't get a job, but I answered everything they asked me brilliantly." Oh, they asked me this, I answered. I thought I aced the interviews and all that, but then you get a letter that says, "Unfortunately, they've decided to move on with somebody else." It's not because you're not brilliant enough. It's not because you didn't answer the interviews properly. It's just because they felt you will not fit in properly with the culture that is in place in the organization. So you might think culture is not a big deal, but it is a very big deal. Organization will size you up to see if you will fit properly into the existing culture they have on ground. So when you joke about culture, sometimes I just look us, and the crazy part is many people when they talk about culture, they say They just look at it as if, oh, now what am I doing with this? Because in their own mindset, culture is something that we do when you dance, when you jump, you wear traditional clothes. That's just one aspect of culture. Do you know how many organizations are actively recruiting a cultural expert in their HR departments? And most of them head the HR department.